Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we are here with the start of Season 2 of our F1 My Team career mode. Yes, we're back today here in Sakir for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live at the end of last week from Abu Dhabi, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. And I apologise, we're not doing any pre-season testing. Simply put, there was one driver transfer at the end of the first season. Of course, we've kept on Ayumu Asa. Theo Porcher has replaced Nico Hülkenberg, has replaced Kevin Magnussen down at Haas, and has joined Nico Hülkenberg. So I thought dedicating a 20-minute video to one driver move seemed a little bit silly. We have been busy though working behind the scenes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like our kind of strategy of preparing upgrades for Season 2 has worked out too well for us. We do still seem to be at the rear of the field with Haas moving to the best of the midfield there, and Mercedes and Ferrari both on paper getting the jump on Red Bull as well. We have though spent all of our prize money on some big facility upgrades within the team, so we have got a second resource point generation upgrade going on to the team. We have got a new simulator, fitness center and pit equipment upgrade as well, and also the resource point generation over on the powertrain department. So that should hopefully see us earning more and more R&D as we head into the new season as well, which is obviously nice. Obviously, there are going to be a few tweaks and changes as we head into the second campaign of this game. There's going to be no real free practice anymore.
Without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Well, there we go. Nice to see that we've had a couple more extra upgrades onto the car as well then. But yeah, like I said, we're just going to be focusing now on qualifying and races inside this game. I'm just going to be working behind the scenes on everything else as well there. So it gives you guys more of the content that I'm sure is the most interesting bit. We've also got the opportunity to gain a new sponsor on the team as well. So we're going to try and make sure that we earn all of that prize money. We've changed the car livery a little bit. We've got an all-new, hopefully quite cool looking black nose, but the orange livery, of course, is here to stay as well. But yeah, get yourself subscribed if you're new, and let's head then here into Bahrain.
Under the bright lights of Bahrain, it is time for qualifying. Grid position up in the air. Who is going to seize the moment?
I forgot to mention as well in the intro, unfortunately, yeah, this video was actually meant to be going live yesterday, but then I had to wait for the new patch to arrive on F1 24. We did a video at Kota in the driver career mode on the main channel, and there's certainly been some little tweaks and changes to it. But Bahrain, we should hopefully notice those a whole lot more as we head into qualifying here. I've really got no idea as to expectation ready for the first round of the year. The car looks good under the floodlights though, which I guess is one positive immediately we can take with us. I'm still unsure as well about battery usage in qualifying runs. It seems to be a little bit all over the show. Some tracks it works, some tracks it doesn't. I don't think they've really tweaked it with the new patches. Fernando Alonso top of the board so far. That would be a fantastic effort by Aston Martin to elevate themselves back to the front of the Formula 1 grid. Lawassa then, after his first run, seems to be slowest on the board right now. Bit of a shame, especially when we spent so much money on all of those new facility upgrades for him. But hopefully, I mean, the car's not great either, so it's no surprise that he's really struggling in this opening round of the new season. It's down into the final corner. We'll go check the car in, try and roll on the throttle on the exit. Where are we going to find ourselves? It's been a pretty good tidy lap, to be honest. 28.1, only P18. Heading back out then onto the circuit. It looks like Owax's qualifying session is done and dusted, so no idea whether he's faced some technical gremlins or just doesn't feel he can improve. But our teammate will be lining up then at the back of the field here in Bahrain. I'm not really convinced we're going to be able to find much more time than I did on that opening lap, so we'll have to give it our all here and see what we can muster up as Max Verstappen into the 1 minute 26s. Oh, using first gear down in turn 1 was not a wise choice. 6/10 down already, and, well, Bottle Job 212 is well and truly back. Horrible line through the first couple of corners, and I don't think we're going to improve here. Well, I believe it is going to be Max Verstappen on the pole then here in Bahrain for the second year, despite the fact Red Bull don't seemingly have the quickest car on paper. The Dutchman able to make the difference, but yeah, even on the rest of the lap, we still lost time against the Delta, so we were never quite going to be able to improve there. Come the end of qualifying, it's P19 on the grid here in Bahrain. We've just got to hope for a miracle in the race.
Months of rumour and speculation all comes to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Stroll, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Teo Porcher, Ocon, Sargent, Bottas, Ricciardo, Mr. Monaco, Joe, Albon and Ayumu Iwasa. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And we welcome you to the commentary box overlooking the circuit. I'm Alex Jakes and I'm joined by Anthony Davidson. Well, welcome back after all the testing, the build-up. It all now comes down to this.
Everyone's G'd up for this one. They've done the testing, like you say. The drivers will be revving inside, heart rates going, trying to burst out their chest at this moment. With that anticipation, who's got the speed? We're going to learn now, once and for all.
We're at the back, but give it 100% and we can still come away with a decent result. I believe in you, come on.
Well, here we are then, down trackside already for the Bahrain Grand Prix. The start of an all-new season. The start of an all-new adventure. We're already planning on getting some big upgrades on the car in the near future, so hopefully that can play into our hand. Team adamant that a two-stop is going to be the way to go. I'm not convinced, but it reckons it's going to be fast, so I guess we'll kind of wait and see as to how things shape up. Of course, if you're new around here, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed to the channel as well. And we'll try and go 9 laps mediums, 12 laps hards, 8 laps on the softs at the end. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. Only time will tell here. I'm sure we could see a safety car. And there's actually a slight increase of rain towards the end of the afternoon as well. So if we've got a red flag or something like that, we could see some rain roll in come the end of the afternoon. We seem to be the only driver on the mediums, though. It is 5 red lights here on the grid. And it is going to be lights out, and away we go there. And immediately Zhou Guanyu getting off to a lightning getaway around the outside of Ricciardo, and myself, Iwasa as well, making moves down in towards turn 1. We're going to try and have a look back to the inside there, but Iwasa's going to slowly cover me off in towards that first corner as we've been shuffled back right to the rear of the field. So we'll just take it easy through turn 1 and turn 2. They're both Ricciardo and myself. Not getting off to the ideal getaway is Ayumu trying to just cut in front of the Australian. We almost get a little bit caught out there by the Constantina and up at the top of the hill, but we get the power down off of the turn once more there. I mean, look on the mini-map, Verstappen already waltzing away at the front of the field there. So a lightning getaway for the Dutchman. It's down the inside of Danny Rick will go. We don't want to spend too long down in last place early on this afternoon there. But yeah, it really looks like then most drivers are opting for a two-stop here, so no one really sure as to how the tyres are going to last over the course of a race distance. One of the Mercs there, you can see getting in between those Red Bulls, though. So despite, yeah, the lack of theoretical performance, Red Bull absolutely still had the pace on Saturday night. Are we going to see them convert that here on Sunday evening as well? Only time will tell. We've almost got 1 lap complete, but there's still another 28 left. Iwasa slightly earlier on the brakes than I was hoping for, so immediately we'll try and get the run on our teammate down at turn 1. Little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there. Not ideal to kickstart the new year, but battery management and DRS are going to play really, really important roles early on in this race, especially when we're on the harder tyre. If we can just look after it, stay out of trouble, we can really see if we can open up this strategy still to a 1-stop. That would massively elevate us up the order, as already seeing a huge backing up of the pack in front. I believe that's Charles Leclerc all the way up in 5th place there.
Use overtake, use overtake.
The train really is a big one. So Guan Yu, under pressure immediately from Alex Albon, who's going to try and have a look to the left, decides that maybe going down the inside there is a much better plan of attack, as we might be able to get a run on the pair of them at the final corner. Zhou Guan Yu, how have they both got the DRS? Unless Zhou still was in the range of the car in front of him. That's not going to stop us though, because we're almost going to make it 3 wide down at turn 1. A little bit of action early on in the afternoon. We had to try and get the front wing in front. Whoa, as I was worried about getting pinched out there. A huge moment of oversteer off of turn 2. Zhou Guan Yu decides enough is enough there and is going to back out of it. We're still going to get the run though on Alex Albon up towards turn 4, but already we're just starting to see a little collection of back markers dropping away from the rest of the fields. Esteban Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg there, 2 seconds up the road already. Théo Pourchaire already ahead of Hülkenberg here. He was only half a tenth off in qualifying. Are we seeing a new star in the making? Well, Albon and I really need to work together here to try and close back in on that train of cars in front. We know the Williams is quick in a straight line.
0.4 seconds.
There's Owasa trying to hang on to Zhou Guan Yu and Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, we got a spin. We got a spin. It's going to be a red flag, surely. Russell's gone round. Safety car, apparently.
Keep it positive as we catch the pack. You've got to give that position back, mate. We're under safety car conditions and you can't...
Well, no idea what to make of that then, and I wonder whether we're going to see everyone try and make a switch over to the hard tyres to see themselves through to the end of the afternoon.
A free stop, so let's think very carefully about our strategy for the rest of this race.
I think, yeah, 22 laps on a set of the hard tyres would be too far to try and go for the rest of the afternoon. We've already got a little bit of experience, though, on the mediums, so we might try and take another set as far as we possibly can. Maybe just sort of lap 19, and then we'll try and take some softs to the end of the afternoon there. But that has really changed things up in this Grand Prix. If we can't get those medium tyres as far as I want to, then we'll probably opt for a set of hards to the checkered flag. But a real mix-up then here in Bahrain, and now we've got to do it all again.
Here, but there's a good opportunity to get this start spot on. Come on.
Well, apparently I've still got an illegal overtake, but it is going to be lights out and away we go. We did actually gain a couple of spots because of that restart there, as once again Hülkenberg and Esteban Ocon trying to get a good lunge on me down the outside in towards turn 1. You can see Théo Pourchaire there feels right at home in a Formula 1 car apparently. So you try and go around the outside of Logan Sargent through turn 2. This time round, much more willing to get the elbows out there as we'll try and force the American driver out slightly. I mean, look at that by Théo Pourchaire down the inside of Valtteri Bottas when I was trying to apply pressure to him off of the restart. Then Russell's been shuffled down the order and Lewis Hamilton up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Been a while since we said that inside this game, but not in real life Formula 1 there, as 3 wide down the hill will go. Valtteri Bottas there just willing to give me some room on the outside, and Théo Pourchaire still needs to spend a little bit more time learning wheel to wheel in Formula 1, sir, is already up to P13 then, so a really good restart this time round. But could we see rain before the end of the afternoon?
Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. The dry's definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Yeah, certainly not yet then, but like I said, it is something that might be of concern right towards the end of the night. Well, desperately trying to hang on to the cars in front here off of this restart. Unfortunately for me though, I'm under pressure from Formula 1's newest kid on the block, Théo Pourchaire. Like we said, obviously, he just seems so at home behind the wheel of a Formula 1 car, and immediately he's going to look to try and go on the offensive here. Are we going to see him get a run down the inside in towards turn 1? Russell going to try and do the same to Yuki Tsunoda up in front. Théo just holds back this time round, so I think clearly he's trying to make sure that he looks after his tyres, ready to extend deep into the Grand Prix already. Thinking about that kind of thing. As soon as I say that, though, down the inside, he's going to look at the top of the hill. Are we going to be able to hang on right the way around the outside there? We haven't really got the grip. Maybe we can just about do it, though. Oh, Théo positions the car beautifully. Just kind of boxes me out. And we have been mugged by a rookie. Oh, here we go. Pourchaire to the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. I mean, look at him go. Early on here. Tsunoda this time around will hang on, but he did exactly the same thing to me last lap. And then we'll try and charge at the battery pack and go for it up towards the top of the hill. Are we going to see Pourchaire try and do it again here? Not this time. We'll just sit in for now. Now Pourchaire's sorely going to go for it here. He's just pushing Tsunoda along. Why on earth isn't he going for it against Yuki Tsunoda here? As there's plenty of battles going on further up the road. Tsunoda just locking up then, so clearly not liking his mirrors being filled by the Frenchman. I don't believe these two ever raced each other in Formula 2. I believe Yuki moved up in the same year that Teo moved into FIA Formula 2. Maybe they've never raced each other in any capacity before. Seeing Russell, though, and I think that's Lance Stroll and Gasly battling a little way up the road, though, is fantastic news, because it means all three of us now suddenly are in a fight for points. Oh, we've got yellows, that's a McLaren. That might be Oscar Piastri out of the Grand Prix then, so heartbreak for McLaren here, and Oscar Piastri's engine is going to go up in a big way down at the final corner. I think he's just about going to be able to move off of the line early enough there, and hopefully hasn't left any oil down. But the Australian, our first casualty of the night, luckily no safety car. But I think we're just starting to see the soft tyres reach the end of their advantageous life in this range. Our tyres are up to about 40% wear. I imagine they're probably up close towards 50-60%. Still not seeing any front runners into the pit lane, as George Russell has finally made the move on Lance Stroll. For context, his teammate's just taking the lead. Yeah, team want us into the pits quite soon. I think we're close enough, though, to have a look on Teo Pourchaire this time round, who's, brakes really late down at turn 1. Actually caught me by surprise just how late he was able to get on the brakes for that first corner. And, well, it's a fantastic defence by him, because he's still got the place. Teo Pourchaire legitimately lives rent-free in my head right now. Oh, Lance Stroll's gone. Stroll's binned it. What on earth is that? I've never seen an AI do it like that before. Stroll in the wall, and maybe we're going to see a safety car for that, as we kind of get round the outside of Pourchaire. Not really sure I should keep the place from that one, because he was trying to dodge Yuki, who was trying to dodge the Aston Martin. Staggered we've not got a safety car for that one, as Stroll just went right around in front of us. And now suddenly it's a three-way fight for the points here. Teo Pourchaire, who I'm sure would love to score points on his debut in Formula 1. Yuki Tsunoda knows a little bit about doing that as well here in Bahrain a few years ago, as those two are going to go side by side through turn 1. We're almost going to go into the back of the VCARB car off of the first corner. They get tremendous speed as we make our way up the hill. They're three wide again. A little bit of contact. Just Teo Pourchaire gets a bit sandwiched, and we're going to go round. Yuki Tsunoda's going to hit me. We've got to try and get going again. We've got a VSC.
Deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed. Okay, the virtual safety car's been deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta.
Well, I don't know how much damage we got in all of that. I don't think we actually ended up with too much there. I know it looks like we got... That's not gearbox, but it's something towards the rear of the car.
Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
I think that might be diffuser there, as we don't really need to worry about the delta. We've got so much of it in the back pocket. But suddenly our race has been flipped on its head. I think Tsunoda's picked up damage as well. So Pourchaire might have actually come out on top in all of that. So there we go. All of our front runners then starting to peel into the pit lane. So we are going to gain some spots here, but for how long? I think Tsunoda and Hulkenberg got 10-second penalties.
Emu is in the pits now.
I can just see a couple of drivers with penalties in, so I can only assume they've been well and truly screwed over thanks to that contact. See Zhou Guan Yu just in front of me. Teo Pourchaire now, 4th place in this race. Well, it's not going to last for very long, but we are going to inherit the lead of this Grand Prix then. As Sainz and Perez making their way back out onto the track. Max Verstappen not too far behind me. Team are reporting damage to both diffuser and rear wings, so really not ideal. And we're going to have a bit of a slippery drive to the end of the afternoon. Problem is, I want to get these tyres to lap 20 so we can take a set of softs to the end. But, yeah, with that damage, it's going to make things even more difficult. Oh, no. No, it's not. No, it's not. We've had an engine failure. Just like we had in the driver career mode. Is it scripted on this game? Is it just going to happen at set Grand Prix? I guess we'll find out when we go to Shanghai. But from the lead of the race, with a bit of an asterisk, we are out of the Bahrain Grand Prix and a nightmare way to kickstart the new year.
was coming today. It was always likely to be a super smooth operation from Carlos Sainz, who takes the win.
Well, you're always unsure of the competition and what your opponents have been able to do in the off-season, but they've come here today, they've delivered the performance that you dream about, and wow, did they make that car sing today. Really impressive stuff.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
Well, there we go then. From 8th and 11th on the grid, somehow Ferrari are going to walk away with the victory here in Bahrain. Carlos Sainz, for the first time ever, he's going to lead a Formula 1 World Championship there. Charles Leclerc in P2, and Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, with Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Gasly and Hulkenberg rounding out your top 10 here. I would love to know how that ended up being the case, but what a race it must have ended up being after we unfortunately fell to the wayside there. Just myself and Oscar Piastri that couldn't see the checkered flag. And disappointment for Iwasa as well, who finds himself down in P20. Of course, Drivers' Championship will be the same as the race results. Constructors-wise, though, Ferrari back on top. 43 points to their name there ahead of Mercedes, with Red Bull just 1 point clear of Aston Martin. 7 teams getting points in the opening round of the year, though, isn't too bad to complain about if you're a neutral fan as well there. But what a disappointment for us, when I really thought we could have had an opportunity to score some good points today. Absolutely evaporated. The contact with Tsunoda, I don't know whether it upset the engine as well or what went wrong, but we'll have to regroup, refocus, and we'll be back very soon ready for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.